so good. It's so good. I think I might be addicted. Alright, now that chai tea's out of the way and it's all in my system, I think I'm good to go to film this video. So what's up guys, my name's Cam Casey and today I want to talk to you guys about finding and maintaining an Instagram aesthetic and if that's even important or what it really means to have an Instagram aesthetic. Alright, so tip number one is to find out what you want to take pictures of. Whether you're into portraits or if you're into abandoned stuff or if you're into cityscape or landscape or whatever it may be that you're into, you need to find what you enjoy taking pictures of the most, and that will be what people come to follow you for. So my Instagram, for example, is mainly cityscape and architecture, because that's what I enjoy, or cityscape and abandoned is what I mean, because that's what I mainly do. So first let's backtrack and talk about why an Instagram aesthetic is even important and why it matters. And I think the main reason for why it matters is because when someone looks at your page and they want to know what you're about, you need to have a clean looking feed to show what you post about. And people will follow you if they enjoy what you post about. If you're sporadic and all over the place, people don't really know what to expect from you and they're less likely to follow you. And you don't have to stick to one thing very specifically. Like if you enjoy doing architecture but you also like to do portraits, that's fine. You can post both of those. Just be mindful of how many portraits you post, how much city you post, and make either one prominent or you can be split 50-50 and people could like that as well. It just all depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it, but it's a good thing to keep in mind that you want to stick to a main theme or niche that people can know what your Instagram is about. So tip number two is editing and using presets when you edit. So when I edit, I always use presets on my pictures. I have about 8 or so presets that I sell that you can buy, and I use them on every single one of my pictures. Just hit the DMs, I got you. But anyways, for the presets that I use, I always stick to about those core 8, and I look through and scroll through each of them, and I see which one most closely matches the look that I want for the picture. I click that, and then I adjust to how I want the picture to look exactly, and I do the small tweaks and stuff. This also speeds up my workflow, which is super helpful because I can pump out more pictures and give more content, but that's for another video. But putting out content and consistent content is a major key for Instagram. Alright, so tip number 3 is to edit a lot. And when I mean a lot, so I take anywhere from about 50 to 500 photos when I go downtown to Chicago. And for example, let's just say I took 200 pictures in a weekend, and I will probably find about 10 or 15 images that are my favorite. So I choose those images, I import them to Lightroom, and then I go to editing them. So when I'm editing them, I use my presets that I was just talking about, and I click and choose through the presets to find the mood that I want for each individual image. And usually it'll be different presets for all the different images. It just depends on how many locations I shot at and a lot of other variables. So I'll edit the pictures, and one thing I'll keep in mind when I'm editing these pictures is what colors are in the photos and what colors are not in the photos. So one big key to maintaining your Instagram aesthetic is to have a similar color scheme and color palette to all your pictures. So when I do it, I think more about what colors are not in the picture rather than what colors are in the picture. If you take a look at the colors that are not in the pictures in my feed, I don't have a lot of purples, magentas, and aquas in my feed, so I usually tend to slide the saturation bar all the way down on all 3 of those unless it's something special or a unique case where something's different. But anyways, I think about a lot of what colors are not in the photo, because if I eliminate those colors that aren't in the photo, usually I get the same colors in the photo that can provide me a good looking Instagram aesthetic. I tend to like about 10 images of the 15 that I edited. So I export those 10 images and send them to my phone, and that's when I see which ones I want to put on my Instagram or not. So usually I'll pick my favorite image and I'll make sure, which leads me into tip number 4, so I make sure that it fits the Instagram aesthetic. So I made a separate account and I just titled it random, or I made a random username, keep it on private, and I post all of them before to make sure that it still fits my feed. So I post it, I'm like, and I look and I analyze and see how it fits my feed and if it would look good on my feed before I actually post it on my main account. Now this fake account or whatever has no followers or anything, and I just keep it private, and it's just solely to see if the photo would look good in the feed, and it almost always does because I use the same presets and I've developed an editing style that I enjoy. It almost always tends to fit in the feed, and very rarely do I actually not post an image because it doesn't fit my feed. I try to just post images that I like. Which actually leads me on to tip number 5. So tip number 5 is not really a tip, sorry, but it's just that it doesn't matter. And post whatever you like to post. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, it's just Instagram. Post your best work. And it can be used as a portfolio if you want. And just post what you enjoy posting. It's just Instagram, it's just an app. Just post what you like to post and post what you like to take pictures of. If it switches, that's fine. And it doesn't really matter, but if you're really trying to go and make a living out of Instagram or photography or something, you might want to take into consideration of making a second account for different styles that you do, or just make and focus and get really good at one style. But then again, it doesn't matter. Do what you want, edit how you want, make all the pictures the best that you possibly can, and share them and let the world see them. So if you guys have any pictures that you want to share or anything, you can just tag me in them at itscamcasey, and I'd love to give some feedback for you guys and help review any pictures that you need. My Instagram is at itscamcasey, like I already said, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See ya.